I am again, Asheville, North Carolina for the 2022 Yamaha MT-10, the king of the MTs. They didn't build it for me. They built it for high-achieving extroverts who dig state-of-the-art technology. I'm one of those three things, maybe. I totally dig the high technology that this bike has in it. We were tearing around some back roads all day around here in Asheville, and most of them were tight and twisty and kind of with like leafy overhangs with trees and damp spots and stuff. One of the biggest additions that they made to the MT-10 for this year is they made it Euro 5 compliant. They also went ahead and put in an inertial measurement unit, IMU, so they gave it all the R1 kind of state-of-the-art electronics, slide control, traction control. It already had lean sensitive braking, but it's an improved version now. Bridgestone S22 tires. Suffice it to say, we were riding at a pretty aggressive pace, and this thing's a hoot. We loved the MT-09 a couple months ago. That's a great motorcycle. But it's kind of more of a around town. I don't want to say play bike or hooligan, but it's a little bit more of a hooligan. This is like a R1 for the street, more like the MT-10. The last one of these we put on our dyno was for our 2017 naked bike comparison, and it made about 140 horsepower, 77 pound-feet of torque. So even though it's not the fastest naked bike out there, it still has plenty of poop. And in fact, it won that 2017 comparison based upon all its other attributes. Its comfort, its balance. It's just a great motorcycle. You can ride it like a naked R1 maniac. It's also going to be a great motorcycle for riding to work, riding around town. Other upgrades include really top of the line adjustable KYB suspension at both ends. Up front it's fully adjustable, 43 millimeters. Out back the shock has both high and low speed compression damping settings in addition to compression and the usual. You can tell the difference when you're trying to go for the gusto on a back road on this one compared to an MT-09. It's got just really great control. It's got a new Brembo master cylinder up here, and I think the rear is a Brembo master cylinder also. Riding this was one of the most fun back road scoots I've had in a long time. And making it Euro 5, there's a new intake system up here, kind of a high mounted, like the same thing they did the MT-09, with a different intake pipe inside the airbox and a different exhaust too. And it's got a couple of little vents up here, little pieces of screen that directs intake noise at the rider as you're going down the road. And a big part about this bike, it's got the cross plane crank, 998cc CP4 engine, Yamaha designates it, and it's always had just a fantastic growl honk to it. It kind of sounds like two big V twins coupled to each other. And now with these two little screens to direct the sound at you, it's really an oral experience as much as a kinesthetic experience going down the road on this motorcycle. Got all the TFTs, like 4.5 inches. It's big enough. It had cruise control before. It still has cruise control. It's easy to roll through the menus, adjust the slide control, the traction control. There's two different kinds of ABS, and it's easy to figure out how to adjust all of it. The overall thing, though, is just a fun, really good bike to ride, and it's a bike for all seasons. You can ride it to work. You can ride it. You can take it to track days. There's a track mode on the TFT display with a built-in lap timer. Give you your best lap, give you your best average lap. The other thing I need to mention is they gave it a one-tooth smaller rear sprocket to kind of gear it a bit taller. One of the things we complained about with the last one was it didn't have much down-low power. But on the old bike, when you might be in second gear, kind of waiting for the power a little bit, in this one you can use first gear. Lots of the roads we were on, I just left it in first and second gear, and it was great. First gear is good for 75 miles an hour or close to it. I was kind of afraid to look, but I know I was going pretty good in first gear. lots of the time. And the traction control is good. The other thing about having slightly taller gearing, Yamaha claims we're going to get 36 miles to a gallon of gas, where the old one only got 30. So that was pretty thirsty. It's still pretty thirsty, but it should be a little bit better. According to mine, it was getting 33 all day. Maybe that's accurate, but we were, like I said, a lot of first and second gear going for the gusto. So it should be good, but the brakes, everything on this motorcycle works great. The seat's pretty broad across here, so it's comfortable for all day. The tank is 4.5 gallons. So that's kind of, if it gets 36, that's not bad. How much would you expect to pay for all this technology? $13,999. That's not bad. That's not bad. There's going to be an SP version. It's not here yet, but it's going to have Olean electronic suspension at both ends and a couple other, extra wow factors. And that one's going to be $16,899. That one's getting up there. But the MT-09 SP, you had to get that one if you wanted cruise control. This one, the base model, comes with cruise control. So it's not just a great sport bike, it could be a great sport tourer too. You could hop on here and go places. There's actually a little bit of a windshield. I mean, it's a baby one, but we've got the earth warming up, so you don't really need you don't need a Harley windshield on here. You can put one on here. There's a USB port right up here in front. I don't know if that used to be there, but that's convenient for plugging in your phone. Put it right there. The seat, they said, is 10 millimeters higher than the old one, and I think they put thicker padding. We've got a slightly different subframe, apparently, but I'm short, and I didn't really notice it was any higher. It didn't really affect me. Great motorcycle is all I got to say about that. If you got $13,999 and you're looking at a naked bike or any kind of a cool bike, I would strongly recommend. We strongly recommended the MT-09. It won our middleweight naked bike comparison last year, and this is just more of a good thing. If you can afford to have the premium MT, this is it, and that's not a bad thing at all. If you like the video, hit the like button. Be sure to read the entire road test over at Motorcycle.com. Full specifications and more deep thoughts about this motorcycle will be there in print. The end.